I got zero confidence this is going to work. None. So we're just going to go as long as we can. And I may have to go old school. I'll have all day tomorrow to play around with it and figure out what's going on. But I may have to go back to the webcam. I don't want to do it. But if I got to do it, I'll do it. Don't make me do it. Because I'll do it. Don't make me push the button. Who else could it be? With me, Louie T. Welcome to the 158th installment of the Louie T Network podcast. I, of course, am your set man, Louie T. Thank you for joining me. I don't really know what the hell's going on. I wish I had answers, but I pissed the camera off. I don't know what I did, but it's not happy with me right now. And it's malfunctioning with the battery some way. And I can't figure it out. I thought it was the tripod I had it on. So I switched back to the old school tripod, the one that was Old Faithful, and it still conked out on me. So I really don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know how long this is going to last. But in the meantime, it just killed the whole vibe because I was so excited to be back and we had so much to talk about. And now I'm like, I don't really want to even get into anything because I know what's going to end up happening. We're going to be talking and then the shit's just going to cut out. And it's going to piss me off. Anyway, I digress. NFL schedules have been released tonight. So, well, throughout the course, let me just say something. Let me get on my soapbox for a second. Whatever happened to just allowing the entire day to play out? People build up the suspense. The tension gets so thick you can cut it with a knife, and then 8 o'clock hits and you release all the schedules at once. Whatever happened to that? You know, I hate how everything has been tarnished by this new generation of people who have no patience for everything. And so everything is about now. The immediacy of everything. Nothing is allowed to just breathe. Everything has to happen now. So we can't get all 17 games at once. We got to get them in bits and pieces. So as soon as you find out that this team has this team on the schedule week 4, you got to tweet it out right now. So, you know, as the day went on, I knew my team's week 1, 2, 4, 7, 12, and 18 game. Like, that's bullshit. That's trash. That I know the 1st, the 2nd, the 4th, the 7th, the 12th, and the 18th game, week of the season. Or 17th game of the season. That's garbage. Now you're just waiting to fill in the rest of the blanks. I really try to just stay off of socials on days like today. It's so hard, though. I mean, it is because I got other shit coming. I got other things coming to my phone. I got other people hit me up with non-schedule related topics of discussion. Like today, for instance, Washington signed tackle Charles Leno Jr. If I'm trying to stay away from Twitter and my phone, I wouldn't have known. So it's almost it's not almost, it is impossible. But days like today make me go and go back to old man get off my lawn. It makes me feel like I'm 50 and I'm bitching about something I shouldn't be. Like I'm a old boomer or something. But I'm young, but it just pisses me off because it's unnecessary. But that's the climate. That's the generation that we're in now, where people just can't wait for anything. The schedule release will never be the same. You might as well release the entire schedule at noon if you're going to do it like this in bits and pieces. Because this outlet over here has released the Broncos schedule. So now I know the Broncos, Washington's playing the Broncos in week 8. And then this publication over here, Fox, has put out their whole Thursday night package. So now I know, well, Washington's got the Giants on week 2. So as that information trickles out, if you're going to just do it, just release all the goddamn schedules. Damn. What's the fun in this shit? Week 1, week 2, week 5, week 9, week 12, week 17. Oh, I got the Christmas games. Well, that's nice. I got the Thanksgiving games. I got the London games. That's awesome. Kick rocks. Anyway, I digress. I'm off my soapbox now. I'm done bitching, and I'm done with my old boomer, my old man get off my lawn take. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off my chest because that was brewing all day long. Anyway, I digress. I don't want to start the show with schedule release because we're going to talk about that probably for the vast majority of the show. So I just want to focus in on Aaron Rodgers first because we haven't been talking with one another on this platform. And man, have I missed this platform? Have I missed the podcast? Have I missed this long form way of communication with you guys or what? And a wise woman once told me 2 things. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I tried to fix some shit that wasn't broken, and that's why I'm sitting here. At any moment's notice, I could be talking to my damn self. I did that to myself because I tried to fix something that was not broken. 2, a wise woman also said, you never know what you've got till it's gone. And sometimes I take this podcast for granted. I never take you guys for granted. Never. But sometimes I take this podcast for granted. Oh, I'll do it next time. Oh, I'll do it next week. And when I'm not doing it, I miss it. So we've missed a lot of things. One of those topics, Aaron Rodgers. I've kind of said my piece on it, but I'm going to reiterate it for those of you who aren't Washington fans, who haven't heard my spiel on Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to talk about that situation ad nauseum. I also want to talk about Timothy Tebow. It's just me, and Timothy, who looks like he's going to get back into the league. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't see this angle coming from people. I didn't expect people to be so pissed off that Timothy Tebow was getting back in the league, and I didn't see the angle that they would be pissed off at either coming. So let's get to the gym dropping session today, shall we? I think we shall, or tonight, I should say. Let me drop this gem on your melon. Open your mind, let your conscience be free. You're now rolling with your man, Louie T-double-E. Open you up. Get you thinking a little bit. I got a super chat real quick from Metaphor. It says, we got these 5 East games to wrap up. Dallas, Philly, DP, Giants. Damn, bring it. The champs are here. I'm going to read that super chat when I get to social media maneuvers. Hopefully it's still there. You know how these chats can go sometimes. But I'm going to read that one again with more vigor, and we're going to discuss it at greater lengths. So let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and his situation in Green Bay. This thing got out of control, and I honestly, similar to Deshaun Watson, I don't think it's going to end with Aaron Rodgers going anywhere. But I do think, and this has been the offseason of QB bullshit. Can we all agree on that? How many times have we talked about a franchise QB potentially being at odds with their organization? And I'm going to tell you right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady are to blame for all of this shit. They started all of this shit. It's a shitstorm of nonsense, and it was all created by Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's why. Nobody was talking about wanting control over, rosters and more say-so and decisions that are going on in organizations. Nobody wanted that until Tom Brady showed up to Tampa Bay and started picking the roster, making sure the offensive line was intact. Nobody was talking about, hey, I need more say in personnel. And then all of a sudden, Russell Wilson's like, hey, I watch what Tom Brady did in the Super Bowl. How come his offensive line, he gets there, and he makes sure that the offensive line is set. How come he gets there and he gets to go handpick Gronk And he gets to bring Antonio Brown. I wanted Antonio Brown, damn it. I've been talking about Antonio Brown for 2 years. He shows up and he gets Antonio Brown. Why can't I do that? Why don't I have say so? Why am I getting sacked 60 times a season? That shit started because of the Buccaneers. Aaron Rodgers. His shit kind of started a little ways back. And not winning Super Bowls will do this. So had he won a Super Bowl 2 years ago, last year, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But when you keep losing, then you start looking around and you're saying to yourself, you know what? I'm not the problem. I just won the MVP. You know what the problem is? The problem's you guys. This new damn GM, Brian Gutekunst, who wants to get rid of all the guys I want to keep here. Look, you haven't drafted a first-round receiver in 10,000 years, so at least let me keep the dudes that are undrafted that I like. Like Jake Kumaro. And it's funny, I would always make jokes about Aaron Rodgers' receiving core. You know, I would say, look, after Devontae Adams, who the hell is he going to throw the football to? Is he going to throw it to Jake Kumaro? Remember I would always say that? Well, Aaron Rodgers is like, you're damn right I want to throw it to Jake Kumaro. I like him a lot. Well, they cut his ass. Aaron wasn't too happy about that. I said that Deshaun Watson, his situation was a little unique because the Texans were truly dysfunctional. Truly dysfunctional in every sense of the word. And so he wanted out because they had no direction. They just had him. And they felt like they could just build around him, but not give him any requisite parts to get the job done. And he got frustrated. But when I look at the Aaron Rodgers situation, I think it started with guys not being retained on the roster that he would have liked to stay. But at the end of the day, you can get past that. It's a business. Shit happens. You can move forward. I think when things really went sideways was when they drafted Jordan Love. And everybody keeps talking about it's not about the contract. It's not about money. And I think that's true. It's not just about it. That helps. That's a part of the problem. But I think it's a culmination of multiple things. I think it's not being able to get over the hump. I think it's not having some of the players that you wanted to stay in Green Bay over the years, i.e. Randall Cobb, i.e. Jordy Nelson. Those are his boys. Those are the guys he truly loved throwing the football to, that had football left in them. Maybe not Jordy Nelson as much as Randall Cobb, but I saw a picture of Aaron Rodgers at the Kentucky Derby. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. And he was with all of his best friends, all of the guys that he considers his close, circle of friends. And Randall Cobb was one of those guys. Like, every time they take away one of his weapons, it's like they take a piece of Aaron Rodgers away, too. And Aaron Rodgers, we all know, is a very complicated man. He's not simple at all. He is a guy that gets in his feelings, gets in his bag, and when he does, he holds grudges, okay? I mean, this is a guy that has a very estranged relationship with his parents and his brother. Like, Aaron Rodgers is a complicated dude. So these things build up. They stack up on top of each other like bricks. And eventually, it's going to topple over. So you start taking away guys he likes, and then you take away Jake Kumaro, and everybody's like, who the hell is Jake Kumaro, and why do we give a shit? Why do you even care about Jake Kumaro? You got other guys. You got Alan Lazard to throw the football to. You got MVS to throw the football to. You got Devontae Adams to throw the football to. Why are we talking about Jake Kumaro? You got guys. Well, all of them aren't my guys. Then they draft Jordan Love. And that to me was the beginning of the end. Because the only thing that would have mended fences after that, and not only did they draft Jordan Love, they traded up to grab him. Here we are talking about a guy not being able to see his team aid him in his quest for his second Super Bowl by drafting him something that he can use right now, like a receiver in the first round, which they haven't drafted, as we've already, and this has been talked about ad nauseum, so I don't need to keep bringing it up. I don't need to keep beating this horse. It's already dead. However, it bears mentioning. Haven't drafted a receiver in the first round in ages. But they'll draft a first round corner. They'll draft the first round corner. They've done it multiple times. But they won't draft the first round wide receiver. Why? Because we got Aaron Rodgers. He'll make anybody good. So they use that against you. And then they turn around, and not only did you get to the NFC Championship game and need more help on defense, which your defense got carved up in 2019 against the 49ers in 2 separate games, but you also could use some more help offensively. And they go get a guy that can't help you at all because he plays the same exact position that you do, which means they're planning for the future when you're trying to win now. Oh, and they traded up to do it too. So just in case that wasn't enough to piss you off, they gave away more draft capital to draft your replacement. I think that's some pretty low down, dirty, dick, dastardly shit, if you ask me. Now, you want to plan for the future. You want to be prepared. Be prepared. You want to be prepared. Be prepared. You don't want to wait until Aaron Rodgers falls off the proverbial cliff and you look up and the best option you got is Blake Bortles. I thought that was really funny. That was funny that I saw that the Packers are preparing for life after Aaron Rodgers potentially by kicking the tires of Blake Bortles. I'm like, you could have saved that tweet and stuck that shit in your back pocket. Don't come at me with that bullshit. It's the same thing that Houston, when they said, hey, gotta prepare for potentially not having Deshaun Watson. So we're gonna go out here and we're gonna sign Tyrod Taylor. Yeah. That'll get the juices flowing. Hey, he's black, he can run, and doesn't have quite the same arm. They'll never be able to tell the difference. Stick a 4 on his back, they'll never know the difference. Okay, cool. At the end of the day, you have to be able to make decisions that make sense when you're that close like the Packers have been the last 2 years. And Aaron Rodgers showed no signs of slowing down. None. Whatsoever. I don't get it in today's NFL. You know, it's funny because Aaron Rodgers, in one of his personal tweets, and this shit blows my mind too. Unless Aaron himself leaked this or told somebody to leak this, how this got out, I don't know. I'll never understand how these types of things get out to the media. This doesn't make sense to me. But how does a personal tweet or a personal text message reach the masses? I don't know. That's another story for another day. But apparently, he called Brian Gutekunst Jerry Krause. We all know, and I was a massive Chicago Bulls fan, more specifically a massive Scottie Pippen fan growing up. You're going to find that out when I start the CCS here in the next week or so. Massive Scottie Pippen fan. It's funny, one of my best friend's wife, it's a small world. His aunt was my preschool teacher. Crazy, right? Small world. And she said, you used to come to school every day with a snot nose. And I'd sit next to you. And you talked me to death about 2 things. The Washington Redskins and Scottie Pippen. I remember that. I was 5, okay, or 4. I was 5. That was kindergarten. It was my kindergarten class. No, it was preschool. It was 4. I was 4. That was pre-K 2. It's 4. And I would talk her damn ears off about the Redskins and Scottie Pippen every day. Clockwork. That's all I cared about. So I was a massive Bulls fan. So imagine how it felt when Jerry Krause had decided that 1998 was the last ride. This is it. We're not doing this shit again. After this, it's over. 97, 98 is it. It's bullshit because as a wise man once told me, we the champs until you knock us off the throne. That's how it always has been in the NBA. The Pistons weren't done being the bad boys until the Bulls said, you're done being the bad boys, okay? The Celtics weren't done reigning terror over the Eastern Conference until the Pistons said, you're done reigning terror over the Eastern Conference. It's how shit goes in the NBA, and Jerry Krause decided that he was going to end the Bulls dynasty himself instead of letting somebody else do it, like the Pacers or the Knicks or somebody else. He decided he wanted to do it himself. And Aaron Rodgers is equating Brian Gutekunst, the general manager of the Green Bay Packers, to Jerry Krause. I don't think it's an apples to apples comparison because last time I checked, the Packers ain't winning shit. They ain't winning a damn thing. But I can say this. There is a such thing as trying to move on from a guy that still has a lot left, and that's what Jerry Krause did. Phil Jackson still had a lot left to give. Scottie Pippen still had a lot left to give. And Michael Jordan still had a lot left to give. And if you would have kept that whole nucleus together, who knows? They may have been able to win it 1 more time, 2 more times. Who knows? Don't know how long that party would have kept going, but we didn't get to find out. In Aaron Rodgers' case, he just won the MVP. The year before that, he had an outstanding season. Now, I told you that Packers team in 2019 that was the number 2 seed that went, I think, 13-3, 12-4, whatever it was. I said, that's a house of cards. Their schedule was extremely soft and flaccid, and they took advantage of bad football teams. When they played anybody with any kind of clout, they lost games. However, I said Aaron Rodgers looks damn good, and who the hell is he throwing the football to? Jake Kumaro? That actually means something now, okay? Right, Robert Tonyan. Look, he did it that year, and then he bested himself and did it again the following year and won the MVP. And they thought after 19, it'd be one thing if he looked like Brady did at the end of his New England tenure. Because I'm not going to lie to you. When Brady left New England, I was like, all right, Brady might have a little something left. He don't have enough to lead a team to a Super Bowl, though. I was wrong. Well, I was wrong. But at least it looked like Brady was running on fumes at the point where he left New England. And you could, depending on who you talk to, say, look, it wasn't Brady the reason they didn't, advance past wild card weekend in Brady's last year in New England. It wasn't Brady's fault. I beg to differ. I think he was a part of the problem. However, Brady looked like a guy you could move on from. Want to get out in front of that train before you get hit? Yeah, I understand that. Aaron Rodgers didn't look like a guy that needed to be replaced. So drafting a quarterback to replace him that you have no intentions of playing for the next 3-4 years just is stupid. It's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. And not only to draft a guy, but then to also give up draft capital to go and get him, taking away more resources from the team that you're currently building to try to win a Super Bowl. It doesn't make any sense. And that had to really piss him off. One, it's a slap in the face to draft my replacement now when I'm still playing at a very high level. And 2, you're taking away resources to help me potentially win a Super Bowl. So that drove the wedge in between them even further. And then I really think that the ending the last season was just brutal. Oh, was it brutal? The NFC Championship game, the deciding to kick a field goal and not go for it on fourth down, all of that shit, it stung. It resonated. And it just kind of all came to a head. It's like a slap in the face. So you draft a guy to replace me. You don't continue to build this roster. And then you take the ball out of my hands at the end of the game, essentially. Trust the defense that, look, hadn't been great all day, but in the second half, we could sit here and talk shit, but that defense picked off Tom Brady 3 times, gave Rodgers the ball back multiple times with a chance to take the lead, and they failed. But I think Aaron Rodgers looked at it and said, no, you failed me. And at this point, with some of the decisions you're making, and I don't know, maybe letting the center, Corey Linsley, walk away. Maybe that was the last straw for Aaron Rodgers. There's a special relationship that is forged between quarterback and center. I'm not just sticking my hand under anybody's ass, in between anybody's balls, okay? There's a special relationship. Takes a special guy for me to feel comfortable sticking my damn hands in between his legs repeatedly. Pause. You saw Ben Roethlisberger over there like a little ass child crying and weeping his damn eyes out, knowing my boy's about to retire. This is it. This is the last game I'm going to play with Pouncey. It's a special relationship that Peyton Manning had with Jeff Saturday. Shit's different, man, with the center. You can have a left tackle, a right guard, all of that shit is cool. It's different with the center, though. Well, he's gone now, and he's in Los Angeles with the Chargers. So he's looking around, and he's saying, you really gonna take my center from me? It was bad enough. We were essentially on one leg offensive line-wise. We had to move our left guard out to left tackle because we were all kinds of broken up. And you're going to take the best thing we had left, which is the center, and let him walk away? Okay. I see what this is. This is sabotage. Which it's not. They're making personnel decisions based on the cap and, the future of the franchise, but he didn't see it that way. I'm not thinking about 10 years from now. I'm not thinking about 5 years from now. I'm thinking about right now. And that's kind of where these players, differ from the GM and really the head coach too. The head coach can only think so far into the future because if he's not winning, his ass is gone. So I think it's a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, I think it's a lack of winning. It's the drafting of Jordan Love. It's the moving on from players that Rodgers was very fond of. But above all else, because it's not really the contract. Yeah, new money helps. And there's a rumor out there that the Packers offered Rodgers hush money. We don't know what the outline of that deal looked like. We don't know the particulars of that. The Washington football team once upon a time gave Donovan McNabb hush money. And that was a bullshit ass contract. And very unnecessary. But we don't know what it looked like, and Rodgers isn't a dummy. He's not going to sign anything just for the sake of signing. At the end of the day, he's pissed off. He's in his feelings. Rodgers is always in his feelings about something. He's always feeling slighted about something. At the end of the day, this situation, to me, isn't irreparable. But they're going to have to essentially get on hands and knees and beg Aaron Rodgers not to go. And I don't think he would have it any other way, personally. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think they're going to trade him. I don't think he's leaving to go host Jeopardy. Come on, let's be for real. He's not going to stop. Now, look, I didn't realize Alex Trebek, in his last year of hosting Jeopardy, was making the kind of money he was making. I mean, it's not like he won't be making good money. mean, if Aaron Rodgers decides to leave and they decide to pick him, and remember, they have to pick Aaron Rodgers. This isn't a situation where they're begging Rodgers to come host Jeopardy. They've got options. He's one of the options. I think he might be the best option because if you really want to get more eyeballs. But if you watch Jeopardy, you watch Jeopardy because you watch Jeopardy. You're not watching it because somebody's hosting Jeopardy. It's been Alex Trebek for years, decades. Anyway, Alex Trebek was making like $17, $18 million a year, just in case you weren't aware. So Rodgers would be making pretty similar money to what he's making right now. It's not apples to apples, obviously, but it's pretty damn close. A lot closer than I thought, that's for sure. In any event, Aaron Rodgers, I don't think is going anywhere. When it's all said and done, he'll be in Green Bay in 2021. I don't know if he'll be there past 2021. I think the Packers had every intention of trading Aaron Rodgers after next year. And so I think they're pissed off because they wanted one more bite at the apple, one more shot at the chip before they cut him loose. And now Rodgers is like, nah. Excuse me. I don't F with y'all like that. I don't fool with y'all like that. Let me out of here. And for anybody thinking that this is a Matthew Stafford situation, and I can't stand when people bring up Tom Brady. Oh, Brady went to Tampa Bay. First of all, Brady was a free agent. Peyton Manning was a free agent. Those guys were free agents. They got to choose their next location. Aaron Rodgers is not a free agent. He doesn't get to choose. And I don't know if he has a no trade clause or not. It really, to me, doesn't really matter. If you have a no trade clause and you want to be traded and they find a trade partner, if you really want out, then what's it to you? You know? Now, obviously, Aaron Rodgers at this stage of his career, I'm not trying to go play for the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, I just threw out a random team that isn't close to winning anything. I know they got Joe Burrow. They wouldn't do it, but he's not looking to play for an organization like that. I get it. But I don't see him getting traded to an NFC team. I've said this before, I'll say it again. This isn't a Matthew Stafford situation in the sense that there is no animosity, there is no bad blood. And with the Stafford situation, they wanted to do right by Matthew Stafford. Like, this guy's been the pillar of this organization. He's done nothing but put his blood, sweat, and tears into this organization to try to help us win. And we decided we wanted to move on. He decided he wanted to move on. This is a mutual parting of ways. Let's do right by Matthew. You know, let's not piss off the fan base like we did with Megatron, or even to a lesser degree Barry Sanders. Let's get this one right. Well, this isn't that. This isn't Kumbaya. He can't stand them right now. He'll get over it eventually, just like Brett Favre did. But he can't stand them right now. He wants nothing more than to destroy them. And if you're the Packers, take it a step further, you're looking around at the conference and you're saying, hey, 7 teams get in every year. We may not win the division, but we got a great shot. Shit, there's only 16 of us over here. Damn near half of us are getting in. Well, you don't want one of those teams trying to stop you from getting in being the Aaron Rodgers-led Chicago Bears or the Aaron Rodgers-led Washington football team. You don't want that. So, I can't see him playing in the NFC. If he's traded, it'll be to the AFC. I contend it'd be a team like Denver. Although I haven't given up on Denver, finding out that Drew Lock is the right guy for the job out there. But they traded for Teddy Bridgewater. I'm aware of all of these things. Drew Lock plus Teddy Bridgewater still doesn't equal Aaron Rodgers. That's not saying much. So don't think they have to be done just because they got Teddy Bridgewater on the roster. It means absolutely nothing. So, in any event, I digress. Aaron Rodgers saga for me is a fun story. one worth monitoring, but I don't see anything happening. And much like the Deshaun Watson situation, it's easy to talk tough in May. Still a lot of time between now and the start of the regular season, so a lot of time between now and then. When we get to July, let's see what everybody's talking about then. When camp gets close, we'll find out if he's serious or not. If we get to the first day of camp and he's not reporting, man, we got a story. Then we can start looking around like, oh shit, shit's getting spicy. Yeah. But until then, till we get to July and you start hearing rumors and rumblings and grumblings and small innuendos of Aaron Rodgers isn't planning on showing up for training camp, I don't really think much of this situation at all. So, I digress. Let's get to a quick sponsor and then we'll get back to the proceedings this evening. Want to thank Manscaped for sponsoring this podcast. And I got to tell you, can I tell you a quick story? I had a quick story to tell. I was on my trip to Mexico. And I talk about this all the time. I got a big ass nose, man. Big snossage. So, big snossage equals big boogers. I kid you not. I'm on the plane heading to Mexico City. That's the second to last flight I got to get on. So we land in Mexico City, and then we got to get on another flight to land in Cancun. So we're on the way from Atlanta to Mexico City. And I'm sitting in my seat. Now, I'm glad that at that time, Delta wasn't filling up the middle seat. So it was just me and my fiance in the row. Anyway, I'm sitting there in the seat, and I'm just breathing normal. And the biggest booger that you would not believe came out of my nose. And I'm just sitting there. I didn't blow. I didn't do anything extravagant. A huge rocket just came out of my nose. A missile. Whap! Hit me right on my leg. And the only reason it was there in the first place is because I got a bunch of nose hairs. Long ones. And I knew what I had to do when I got back here. I hit my guy up at Manscaped and I said, man, I need a nose hair trimmer ASAP. He says, I got you, bro. I got you. Sent me the nose hair trimmer. Oh my God. It's a game changer. So I said all of that to say this. Manscaped has everything you need for your male and for some of you females out there for your grooming needs, okay? Whether it's your nose like me, or you shave your underarms, or you shave your pubic hairs, whatever the case may be, and they just came out with the Lawnmower 4.0, okay? So they upped the game even more so. If in the 3.0 was already badass, they come and they hit you with the 4.0 with even more features. So what I'm telling you is, whatever you need in terms of male grooming, Manscaped has the tools for the job. Their perfect package, outstanding. I swear by it. Okay? Whether it's the ball deodorant or the spray, okay? Whatever you are looking to do, they got you covered. So, go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code LouieT to get you 20% off. That's manscaped.com. Promo code LouieT. Get you 20% off and free shipping. They throw in a travel bag for you. They throw in a free pair of boxers with that perfect package. You got a chance to get you this Lawnmower 4.0. I'm telling you, man, if you need it, they got you. Forget about spring now. We about to hit summer here in a bit. Everybody's looking to get that beach bod and get out there, be nice, fit, and trim. But go ahead and shave off those hairs too while you're at it. Just get the whole thing clean. Manscaped's got you covered. Use the right tools for the job. And trust me when I tell you this. Your balls will thank you. So, let's get to social media maneuvers. I'm a midnight marauder. I got a couple of super chats. I read one of them already. I want to go back and read that one again. I want to read it with a little bit more energy and zest for life. For life. Metaphor. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Metaphor, who writes, we got those 5 East games to wrap up. Dallas, Philly, New York. Damn. But bring it. The champs ahead. Ba-doom, doom, ba-doom, boom, boom. The champs ahead. Ba-doom, doom, ba-doom, boom, boom. The champs ahead. That's right. Till somebody takes it from us, we got the championship strap on our damn shoulder. You want it? Come take it. So, yeah, they did us dirt McGirt. We got a week 2 contest with the New York Giants, and we don't play another damn division game for like 13 weeks, 12 or 13 weeks. It's crazy. Now, I do love the week 9 bye. That's delicious. Okay, I literally split the season in half. Can't get much better than that. But I do not love them cramming in all of those division games at the end of the season. But you get one or two things there. Either you want to catch a team or teams in your division slipping at the beginning of the season, or maybe you catch them at the end when they don't have shit to play for, or they're all kinds of banged up. You could catch them when they're hitting their stride, though, and all of a sudden you got a hot Philadelphia, you got a hot Dallas twice in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You could do that. I don't like that, but you know what? I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining at all. Thank you for the super chat, Metaphor. Got another super chat. This one is from Metaphor. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, Metaphor. Greatly appreciate you. My man Metaphor writes, if Aaron is traded, gotta wait 3 weeks to see. June 1. It might have been you who brought that up before, that the June 1 deadline meant something to the Packers. Might be a couple more $1 million on the table that they might be able to save in a trade. Then we'll see. I don't anticipate anything happening, but if they in fact understand that this is a situation that can't be reconciled, and they know that Aaron Rodgers isn't playing with them, and I told you they planned on trading him next year anyway. So this all they were trying to do was delay the inevitable. Maybe we do see a trade. So we'll see. I find it interesting that the June 1 deadline may have implications for the first time in a long time, because I remember when June 1 was a big deadline, a bunch of veterans would get cut. That shit don't matter no more, man. No, that shit don't matter no more at all. So it'll be interesting to see if that could actually matter now. Anyway, got another super chat. This one is from Silver V. Thank you for the super chat, Silver Villains. Really appreciate you. My man Silver Villains writes, what's up, Louie T? It's been a while since I chimed in. It has been a long while. In my opinion, your team has the best head coach in the NFC East. Therefore, y'all should win it. I wish it came down to the coaches, because it'd be a lot different all the time, and a lot of divisions. But it's not just the coach. Players on the field, more so than the damn coach. We found that out with Bill Belichick last year in New England. Hey, Belichick's the best coach in the AFC East, hands down, not up for debate. He came in 3rd place last year in that division. So it ain't about the coach all the time. Look, you want to have a great coach. I'd much rather have a great coach than not have a great coach. But you got to have horses too. You got to have players. That's what wins you ball games in this league. So, it helps to have Ron Rivera, but it ain't the end all be all. That's for sure. Thank you for that super chat, Silver V. Got another one here from Dre True Statement. Remember when I used to call you Drew True Statement? And you are such a nice guy because for the longest time you just let it ride. You just let it ride. He's like, hey man, it rhymes. You were having too much fun with it. I just let it go. I was like, dude, why didn't you stop me a long time ago? Anyway, I digress. My man Dre True Statement. What's good, man? It's good to hear from you. I've been hearing from you a lot more lately. It's been a while. I think there was like this 6-7 month hiatus, and now I've been hearing from you a lot more frequently. I like that. He says, my guy Lou thinking about making that trip to watch our game this year. Real quick, what do you think Fab will do for us? I definitely am not making any trips to any games, more likely than not. Okay. I want to go to some games. I also don't want to go to games. I'm conflicted. That Thursday night game would be the perfect one to go to against the Giants in week 2. I'm not missing any other games. I don't have anything to do the next day. It's Friday. It's not like I got to go to work or anything, right? So I don't mind sitting in traffic for 3 hours trying to get out of the damn stadium, which is a mess. I'd like to go to that Thursday night game, honestly. If I went to one, it'd be the week 2 game against the Giants. That'd probably be the only one. But I'm not traveling anywhere, to go see any games. I'm not going anywhere to check out any games. But he says, real quick, what do you think Fab will do for us? Who the hell is Fab? Help me. I'm lost. I need help. You don't have to super chat me. Just write a comment real quick and tell me who the hell Fab is. You teaching me something. Somebody might have a nickname that I don't know about. I remember somebody was like, Jack Rabbit. And I'm like, who the hell is Jack Rabbit? And it was Janoris Jenkins. You never heard of him being called Jack Rabbit Jenkins? Or like, nope, never heard of it. So sometimes I learn shit up here from you guys too. So tell me who Fab is so I can answer your question. Aubrey Sneed, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for the sticker, Aubrey Sneed. Really do appreciate you. One of my favorite names, Ain't No Half Steffin. Thank you for the super chat. Ain't No Half Steffin. Greatly appreciate you. Ain't No Half Steffin writes, the story of the season should be number 24 can play all 17 because with 14 without a running game is why the NFL views is banking on Fitzmagic. We need a run game. We need a run game. I think with the addition of Patterson and I think a better group of receivers, I think we can get away with 24 not playing all 17 this year. So it'd be great if he did. But if he didn't, I think we can get away with it because we have more talent on the team. Worst case scenario, we could stick Curtis Samuel back there like the Panthers did last year when they lost Christian McCaffrey. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So let me ask you this, Dre, because I know you're a Falcons fan. Did y'all sign Fabian Moreau? I'm asking, did you guys sign Fabian Moreau? That's the question, because I didn't know he signed with somebody else. I was waiting to see, because I'm rooting for Fab. I like him a lot. Thought he kind of got a raw deal this past year with Washington. It wasn't all, roses. When he came in, there were some times where he got his ass whooped. Case in point, the Giants game the first time around. First play he got in, gave up a touchdown. But I can also say that if not for Fab Moreau in the Eagles game in week 1, who knows how the season goes. We were on our way to getting our asses whooped. And then he makes the biggest play, arguably, of the game. So, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, I digress. He says, and I was thinking about coming there for one of your games against y'all, and I'm talking about your guy, Fabian Moreau. So I thought you were talking about Moreau. Somebody in the comment section said Fab Moreau. I didn't know he signed with y'all, so I was trying to figure out who the hell Fab was. I was like, is that a nickname for Kyle Pitts that I didn't know about or something? I thought you was about to teach me something. Fab Moreau, I like him a lot. I think he's got game. I think his game is predicated on having confidence. I think we stripped him of his confidence last year. And so he didn't play it a lot at all last year. And he's a good dude. He does everything right in terms of, being a great teammate and whether his snaps are being reduced. We didn't hear a peep out of him. So he's going to come in. He's going to work his ass off. And if he gets an opportunity, I think he'll make the most of it. I think Fab Moreau has what it takes to be a good quality NFL caliber starting corner in this league. I just think he needs the opportunity. In Washington, we tried to fit a square peg in a round hole for like 3 years, putting him inside as a nickel. And then we finally stuck him back outside and said, hey, this is where he belongs. And then he had a strong end of 2019. Ron gets here and he's like, to hell with him. And he didn't play. We went out, we signed Kendall Fuller, we brought in Ronald Darby, and he never saw the field pretty much. So those guys stayed healthy. And he really didn't see the field. But I think he can play. So I'm rooting for him. And I think if he's given an opportunity, he'll show some things. Now, he's going to give some things up too. Because Fab ain't never met a receiver that he didn't think he could press at the line of scrimmage. And you can't press everybody. A wise woman once said, you can't beat everybody. He thinks he can. And that's the mark of a corner with confidence. And I thought he lost his confidence last year. That's why he got run by. Because he tried to come up, but he didn't lay hands on him. And he ran right by him. Anyway, I digress. Good luck with him, though. I'm rooting for him. And you were talking about coming down here for a game. Are your boys coming to FedEx? Let me see. As I know, the last time y'all brought y'all ass to FedEx, shit did not end well for the good guys. I really don't want to see y'all here. I'd much rather go there than y'all come here again. Because that shit got real, real ugly last time. I'd prefer to go to Atlanta. Let's see. We got y'all at Atlanta in week number 4. I believe it's 4. Yes, week number 4 in Atlanta. That's cool. I prefer to go to Atlanta. We had y'all here the last time. Last time we went to Atlanta, that was the Ryan Grant fall down game. We had a shot. I'd like to try that again. Maybe we can get y'all this time. I ain't really looking forward to seeing Kyle Pitts and all that explosion you had. I much rather would have had that game be like week 7. By week 7, Julio would have probably... Julio! He'd probably be injured by then. Out for like 2 weeks. And I might have been able to just have to deal with Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts then. In week 3, you're probably going to see the 3-headed monster. More likely than not. Not looking forward to that. Anyway, I digress. All right, let's get to some of these comments. Before I get to any comments, I want to go through the schedule, and I want to go through the primetime schedule in particular and take a look at these games on the national stage. I always like to do that because the schedule is a great way to generate a real sense of how the NFL and the league views teams going into the season. So I want to take a look at the schedule and the primetime games in particular, and I want to see exactly how everything is laid out. So let's see if I can find it. See if anybody can break this down for me the way I need it broken down. You know, let me say this too. I'm about to get back on my soapbox real quick. The NFL website used to be like the holy grail of all sports websites. Like, they did such a good job with stats and everything was so convenient and well done. And then it's like COVID hit and they revamped the site and it's just ass-tastic now. They really took a great product and they reduced it to almost unscrollable. Like, there's really no reason for me to go to the NFL.com website anymore. I can't even get the schedules the way that I used to be able to get it. I just want them to know, and they're not going to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I just want you to know you're pieces of S for that. Thank you. So, let's see. I just need somebody to give me the primetime schedule. Let me see if I might be able to just type this in. NFL primetime games. Let's see if I can find it that way. I should be able to find it now. Let's see. Primetime games. So really what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a list of Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. I'm looking at the list here and they got it by weeks. I may have to settle for that. I'll come back to that one. Let's see. See if they got it the way I want it. Here we go. Data baby. Let's start with ESPN. Oh no, they don't have it. I got bamboozled. I got hoodwinked. So they got it the same way. I'd rather go on the other site that had it. All right, here we go. I'm just going to do it like this way. Go by the weeks. So let's see. Week 1. You got Dallas and Tampa kicking off the season. That's on a Thursday night to kick off the season. Bucks will get their rings that night. And that's a tough spot for Dallas to be in. Week 1, right out of the gate. I think the last time a Super Bowl winning team lost on ring night might have been, I want to say it was the Giants. I really want to say it was the Giants. And I think they lost to Dallas, as a matter of fact. But I digress. Bears, Rams. That's not yummy on Sunday night, first week of the season. Only way that's yummy is if Justin Fields is playing, and he probably won't be. Monday night is Ravens, Raiders. Week 2, Giants at Washington. I'm loving that. Chiefs, Ravens, Sunday night, week 2. That's delicious. That reminds me of what they did last year. Remember, Chiefs, Ravens, I want to say was week 4 last year. Both teams were 3-0 coming into that game. And the Chiefs went to Baltimore, put on a show. The final score doesn't really indicate just how thoroughly the Chiefs dominated the Ravens that night. I think they kind of took their foot off the gas pedal late in that game. Ravens kind of made it interesting, but we'll see those two teams. Somebody's got to go, more likely than not, in week number 2. They're not waiting. They're getting right to the shits in week 2 with those two teams in the AFC. Monday Night Football that week is Lions, Packers. We generally get that at some point on primetime television. I remember 2 years ago, the Lions were really good that year. Early that season, they might have even been undefeated. They go to Green Bay, they get jobbed, a bunch of bad calls, and they end up losing that game. They should have won that game. That'll be interesting. No Matthew Stafford, though. So it kind of changes things there. But week 3 primetime. Panthers at Texans on Thursday night. Boy, the Thursday night schedule just stinks. And this is going to be a funky one, too, I think, this year. And Amazon's taking over it. Boy, they got a badass package. That's for damn sure. That might be the worst game of the season on Thursday night. We're going to see. But it's going to be hard because anything with the Texans in it, knowing that Deshaun Watson more likely than not isn't playing, the Texans are going to be a tough watch this year. Man, are they going to be tough to stomach. Pair them up with the Panthers, who it's hard to get excited about the Carolina Panthers, even though I'm anxious to see what Sam Darnold looks like in a Panthers uniform. It's just, that's a hard one to get excited for. Packers and 49ers. So let me just make sure I ain't tripping. That's 2 Packers in the first 3 weeks, right? Yep, Monday night, then a Sunday night. That should be a good one because I think the 49ers are going to bounce back this year. Whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo or it's Trey Lance, I think they're going to bounce back this year. Monday Night Football, Eagles at Cowboys. So that's 2 Cowboys prime-timers in 3 weeks. That's 2 Packers prime-timers in 3 weeks. That should be a good NFC East matchup as well. Primetime games in week 4. Jacksonville at Cincinnati. Ugh, that's nasty. However, Joe Burrow should be back. I'm anxious to see the new and improved L.A.B. Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's a little bit more appetizing than it used to be. I still have reservations, but I want to see Jacksonville this year. I think they could turn into must-see TV with L.A.B. calling the shots and Trevor Lawrence running the show. So all of a sudden, that game has some appeal. Sunday Night Football, Bucks, Patriots. We know why that's yummy. They're sending Tom back to his old stomping grounds. The first 20 minutes of the game will literally be the Patriots fans giving Tom Brady a standing ovation. So that should be fun to watch. We know the storylines in that one. Monday Night Football, Raiders, Chargers. That was a fantastic ball game on Thursday Night Football last year, late in the season. So hopefully they can replicate what they gave us last year. Some AFC West family business there. Week 5 primetime games, Rams, Seahawks. That's always delicious. So that should be fun to get the week started. Sunday night, Buffalo at Kansas City. We were supposed to get that on a Monday last year. Was it Monday? No, we were supposed to get that on a Thursday last year, as a matter of fact. And then COVID hit, pushed the Buffalo Bills out of whack because of what the Titans had going on. And so they pushed that game to like a Monday. I want to say it was a rainy, wet, nasty Monday at Orchard Park that the Chiefs pretty much ran the ball down the Bills' throat and won that game. That's a rematch of the AFC Championship game. That should be fun. Monday Night Football, Colts, Ravens. Our first look at Carson Wentz on the national stage in a Colts uniform against the Baltimore Ravens. That might be interesting. Week 6. So the first week, apparently, that buys take place is week 6. Who knew? Used to be week 4, I thought, where we started having bye weeks. I can't imagine that one extra game forces the bye weeks to begin 3 weeks later. Maybe it does. Anyway, Thursday Night Football in week 6, Bucks, Eagles. Wait a minute. Is that not the third or is that the 4th Bucks this early in the season? Hold on a second. We got to tally these up. Week 1 Bucks, week 3 Bucks. No, okay, it's only 3. So week 4 Bucks and week 6 Bucks. Jesus, I shouldn't see the Bucks again until like week 10, week 11 after this one. It's Bucks, Eagles on Thursday night. That'll be interesting. Sunday night, Seahawks, Steelers. First time we see the Steelers on primetime, which that's pretty damn telling. That I got a feeling we're going to see the Steelers 4 times in the next 7 weeks on primetime television, because that's the first time we've seen the Steelers to date on this schedule. I think that's the second time we've seen Seattle Second time we've seen the Eagles. So Seattle at Pittsburgh on a Sunday night. And Minnesota, or excuse me, Monday Night Football, Buffalo at Titans. So Titans at home hosting the Bills. That should be a good football game. They might be out for revenge. They got their ass whooped last year. I want to say it was on like a Tuesday. Man, the Titans beat the shit out of the Bills last year on a Tuesday. See if they can get some revenge. Week 7. Broncos, Browns. Thursday Night Football. All of a sudden, that game has some real sex appeal. I think the Broncos are actually going to be a lot better this year because I'm still a massive believer in Drew Lock. And even if he starts to wet the bed, they could just go to Teddy. And with that defense, I think they can win some games. Cleveland is probably going to be a team that a lot of people think are going to be good this year, coming off of what they did last year. But surprisingly, that's their first time hitting the primetime stage in 2021. I'm surprised. I thought they would have hit primetime a lot sooner than that. Sunday night in Week 7, Indianapolis at San Francisco. Don't really know how I feel about that one. I keep saying Minnesota every time I see M and F. Monday Night Football, Saints at Seahawks. That used to be a juicy matchup. Now I'm like, hey, who playing quarterback for the Saints again? I know it's Jameis, but by Week 7, is it still Jameis? Are the Saints any good by Week 7? I don't know. We'll see. That may be a great game. It may turn out to be a stinker. Week 8. You've got the Packers at the Cardinals on a Thursday night. That should be fantastic. Assuming Aaron Rodgers is still in Green Bay. Sunday night that week, Dallas at Minnesota. That has the makings of being a really good game. Every time the Cowboys and the Vikings play one another, it's usually a pretty tight, close, contested affair. So I expect that to be a really good game. I really don't know how to feel about the Vikings right now. Monday Night Football that week, Giants at the Chiefs. That either is going to be a really good game or that one could get ugly. In here. Oh, in here. Oh, in here. Oh. Week 9. Jets at the Colts. First time we see the Jets hit the Thursday or the primetime schedule. And that might be the only time we see the Jets hit the primetime schedule against the Colts. That's a lot of Colts. Hold on. That's 1 Colts. That's 2 Colts. I think there was one more earlier. I think they played San Francisco earlier. Maybe I got my weeks mixed up. Felt like I seen them at least 3 times. Yeah, Indianapolis Ravens in Week 5, and then in Week 7, it's Indianapolis San Francisco, and now in Week 9, it's Indianapolis hosting the Jets. So that's 3 for the damn Colts. Let me see if they keep running the checkup. They might get to 4. I didn't think they would get any more than 4. They might get to 5 actually. We still got a bunch of weeks to go. So Jets at Colts, that probably be the only time we see the Jets. Thank God. Even though I think Robert Saleh could go in there and do some big things. And I think the young fella comes in, Zach Wilson, and excites that Jets fan base and gives us a reason to want to watch the Jets play football again. We'll see. Titans at Rams. Bears at Steelers. A couple of blue bloods going at it on a Monday night. That one sounds like it could be a good contest. Week 10 primetime games. Ravens at Dolphins. That has the makings of being a really good contest. Is that the first time we've heard from the Ravens since the Colts game? It is. That's 3 for the Ravens, though. So that's right around where they should be at Week 10. That's right around where they should be. Kansas City Chiefs at the Vegas Raiders. That was a good game last year. Both of those games between those two teams in the AFC West were really good contests last year. So I'm looking forward to that one in Vegas between the Chiefs and the Raiders. And Rams 49ers. Did we get back-to-back weeks of the Rams? Yes, we did. How many is that for the Rams? God damn. 1, 2. We got to be at 4 right now. Oh, they got Matthew Stafford. That's right. I'm like, what's up with, like, did I miss something? That's 1 Rams. Let's count them up. I could be tripping because I was tripping earlier. Could have sworn I read the Rams 4 times by now. Nope, I was tripping. This is the 3rd Rams. Okay. 3 prime timers for the Rams. Damn it. Hey, I told you we were on borrowed time. All right. So I'm going to try to get through this as fast as possible. Week 11 primetime games. Oh, no. I forgot to read the rest of this one. Rams at 49ers. That should be a good one. That should be a dandy in Week 10 to close out the Week 10 slate. Week 11 primetime games. Patriots at Falcons. That's pretty damn juicy right there. Steelers at Chargers. That might actually be a really good game too on Sunday night. And then Monday night to finish that off, Giants and Bucks. It's a lot of damn Giants games. That's 3 now. They had well, I think this is their last one. They should get 3. The Giants always get 3. No matter how bad they are, they usually get 3. I shouldn't see the Giants on the national stage again. They had the Washington game, they had the Chiefs game, and now the Bucks game. That should be it for the Giants. Thanksgiving. Buffalo at the Saints on the Thursday night game. So that's Thursday. That's Thanksgiving night. Buffalo at the Saints. Again, depending on how good the Saints are is going to determine how good of a game that's going to be. Browns, Ravens on Sunday night in Week 12. And then Washington hosting the Seahawks. That's pretty damn interesting. I remember that the last time we played the Seahawks on a Monday night at home was the Brian Orakpo game, where he said we went toe-to-toe with the best team in the league. And he wore that as a badge of honor, even though we got our ass whooped. We hung tough for like 3 quarters, and then they ran away in the 4th. And he wanted to sing the praises of the team for hanging in there. Shows where we were as an organization then. Week 13 primetime games. Dallas at the Saints. How many is that for the guys with the stars on the helmet? That's 1. I think we up to 3 now for them. That's 2 right there. That's 3. Nope, we up to 4 on they stinking ass. 4 for the damn Cowboys. We probably gonna see them one more time too. You know how it is with the damn Dallas Cowboys. It's 4 for them. So they taking on the Saints on a Thursday night. That used to be a classic matchup, Saints and Cowboys. Every time they played, it used to be a good game. I think there was one ass whooping in there. But for the most part, I remember that year the Saints were really good. They went to Dallas on a Thursday night, and the Dallas Cowboys stymied their offense that night. They always play each other tough. But again, we don't know who the Saints are this year. That's the real question. Sunday night in week number 13, Niners, Seahawks. That's going to be great. Always great. Then you get New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills as the capper in week 13 on Monday night. That should be some good AFC East family business right there. We still got teams on byes in week 14. That is crazy to me. Crazy. Usually the byes stopped in week 13. You know what was crazy though this past year? The byes used to stop in week 12. And then last year, The Bucks, I think it's the Bucks and the Panthers. They were on a bye in like week 13. It was crazy. I hadn't seen anything like that. It felt like in years, whatever the case may be. Week 14, last week for bye weeks. Thursday night game, Steelers, Vikings. Don't know how to feel about that. Sunday night football, Bears, Packers. Classic NFC North matchup. We usually get that on primetime at some point on some platform. We got it on Sunday night last year, and the Packers ran roughshod over the Bears. So we'll see if they can make it a more competitive game this time around. And on Monday night, you get Rams, Cardinals. That's the fourth time we've seen the Rams on primetime television. That should be the last time we see their ass, too. Chiefs, in Week 15, Chiefs, Chargers on Thursday night. Saturday, we get a Saturday game in Week 15. That's to be determined. We get Sunday night, Saints and Bucks. Again, don't know how to feel about that game because I don't know what the Saints are going to be. And then Monday night that week is Vikings, Bears. That was actually a good game last year, even though it was like 13-10. It was like really low scoring for the most part. I had a rant that night because I had the Bears in that game to win my football pool, and Cordero Patterson tried to single-handedly win them that game, and the offense was so bad that they still ultimately lost. So I think I had a rant that night. But Vikings Bears, Monday Night Football, Week 15. Week 16, I think this is the last Thursday night game of the year. 49ers Titans. That's nasty. Them two teams don't even go together. Colts, Cardinals. We'll see. It's 4 for the Colts, though. Boy, that's a little generous. But I'm acting like these boys haven't been in the playoffs like almost every year for the last 5-6 years with multiple quarterbacks, I might add. Washington and Dallas Sunday night. It feels good to get back on the Sunday night football stage, but I can tell you this, that's a flexible game. So if those two teams stink, that shit won't see the light of day. Dolphins, Saints, Monday night, Week 16 capper. Again, the Saints are one of those teams I don't really know how to feel about. And in Week 17, you got a Sunday night game, Vikings, Packers, and a Monday night game, Browns, Steelers. That should be a good one. That's a rematch of the AFC wild card matchup. And then Week 18, they'll have a Saturday game and then a Sunday game, and those are both to be determined. So that is very interesting, to say the least. I thought we were supposed to have like a Saturday doubleheader in here somewhere for Christmas. Whatever, I don't see it. So that is the primetime schedule. That's a funny comment from my man Kevin the PRF, who says, for those of you worried about Bruce Allen landing on his feet, don't worry, he's just fine as the new LTN Network technical director. Since you want to clown me, if you're still out there, Kev, it's not the LTN network because the N stands for network. Thank you very much. So you just said the new LouieTeeNetwork technical director. Jerk. I hear your jokes. I deserve them tonight, though. I do. I really do. I'm surprised we went as long as we did without it acting crazy, to be honest with you. Got another super chat, though, here from Ain't No Half Steffin. Ain't No Half Steffin writes, Gibson running 100 yards equals 10 plus wins with the defense and our improved receiving weaponry. Have you ever seen a more important last 5 to any team's season? I can't recall, but this isn't the first time it's happened. It's just the first time it's happened to us. There are other teams in the league that have dealt with the schedule similar to this. I can remember, I want to say it was like the Ravens or somebody like that, where their schedule was backloaded with division games, just like ours is, where it was 5 out of the last 6 or something like that. I don't know if I've ever seen it where it's the last 5 games straight. It's usually like 5 out of 6 or 4 out of your last 5 are all division games. But to finish out with your last 5 being all division games, that's what you call in the trade a scheduling quirk. Similar to having 3 straight home games or 3 straight road games, that's a scheduling quirk. That's a really big quirk, because depending on how you're playing, it can make or break your season. If you're playing hot ball down the stretch, you might steamroll all 5 of those boys in a row. And had you played them early in the season when you were struggling, you might have lost 3 out of 5 of those things, or 4 out of 5 of them. So, you know, it just, if you're struggling then, and you got a good record, but you starting to stumble down the stretch, you had some key injuries, you can go through that thing and get lumped and bumped all up. And next thing you know, you look up and you were 1-0 in the division, and now you come out of that thing and you 2-3. You know, heading into the Week 18 contest versus the Giants. So you never know. You know, you never know how you're gonna go into that thing, but it's an important 5, that's for sure. Twin D, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Twin D, who writes, "Finally, I've heard from the wise woman." Worth the super chat. You heard from a couple of them tonight, actually, because the wise woman I told you about wasn't actually one woman; it was 2 separate ones. So, and I know you had asked me about, what about the wise women out there? I said, they out there. You're gonna hear from them. Trust me, they're coming. It's just been a lot more advice from men of late, but hey, the women be dropping gems as well, and I dropped a couple on you tonight that were dropped on me. Thank you for that super chat. Really do appreciate you, Twin D. JH from Greensboro, North Carolina. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, JH from Greensboro, North Carolina, who writes, "What up, Lou, man? I wish our fans would stop believing Aaron Rodgers is coming to DC. It's not happening. I'm good with Fitz. He's gone. Why? He's going to ball out. Watch. HTWFT. Look, you can't stop people from dreaming, okay? Let them dreaming, hoping baby A-Rod be there. They be dreaming. Let them dream, man. If they dreaming, just let them sleep. Don't wake them up till their dream is complete. Let them sleep, man. I told you, I'm never the one to kill somebody else's dreams. Now, I've been known a time or two to maybe slap a hoe every now and again when they talking reckless. And if you're sleeping and you're snoring, you might be dreaming. I might throw a little cold water on you every now and again, but I'm going to dry you off and say, hey, go back to sleep, man. My fault. I say my piece, and I'm pretty sure you've said the same thing, JH. And then if they keep saying it, just let them be. Let them do their thing. You've said what you needed to say, and you just move on. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. We'll see what Fitz does. I'm not on the Fitz will ball out this year train, but I like the weapons that we've surrounded him with. And I like the fact that he's on an upward trajectory right now with his career. It's crazy. It's still hard for me to wrap my brain around that when a man is going into year 16 of his career. We're talking about he's playing the best football of his career. Still hard for me to stomach that, but yeah, we'll see. Thank you for that super chat. Metaphor, thank you for the super chat and tripling up. Greatly appreciate you, Metaphor, who writes, just order more 4.0. Thank you, Lou. Drop a like, everybody. I really appreciate you, Metaphor, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. And if you really just ordered a more 4.0, you my guy, okay? Really do appreciate you. And I hope you use the promo code Louie T. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's saving you some money. You helping me out, and you helping yourself out by saving you a few bucks in the process. So I really do appreciate you, Metaphor. Greatly do appreciate you for that. Let's see. Calvin Krim, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Calvin Krim writes, the schedulers ate a lot of paint chips growing up. Well, I know you don't like the schedule very much. Oh man, they got a lot. They got really creative this year. They really did. I can say that. They definitely got a bit creative with some of the scheduling they did, especially with Washington's schedule, with the all the division games down the stretch. But as my guy Metaphor just said, everybody like the video, subscribe to Louie T Network if you haven't already done so. All right, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And I was saying this earlier, I'm gonna say it again. We're gonna start, for those of you, this isn't going to appeal to everyone out there, but if you are a card collector, if you were once a card collector, if you like watching unboxing videos, then I am going to start doing that here on the Louie T Network here shortly. I'm going to give you an introductory video over the next, 48 to 72 hours or so, just to kind of give you a little bit of background information on my history as a collector, and why I'm getting back into the game. And it's crazy because the game didn't change, man. And we'll talk about that. I don't want to bore you with that here, but make sure you turn on that notification bell just so you don't miss anything. I can't stress that enough. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, Calvin Krim. Hit that like button, guys. I want to take a few comments. I'm gonna just pick out a couple that are interesting. Kevin the PRF says, you were second on the hackers list behind the Southeast oil distribution. You that far up on the chain. It feels like it. It feels like it, man. Damn, they got my camera, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. They got the camera though. Reese says, Dallas is our first victim, Lou. The first of a long line of victims. 15-2. I'm calling it. Whew. That boy is smelling himself, but he deserves it. After winning the chip last year and doing what they did, and they brought everybody back, they the odds-on favorites to do it again. So until somebody knocks them off, just like I said about Washington being the NFC East champs, until somebody come and take that strap off their shoulder, the Bucks are the champs, and they look poised to do it again. We're going to see if somebody's going to be able to hold those boys down or not. But I hope you go 1-0 in week 1. That's for damn sure. Reese says, people are blowing this Tim Tebow thing way out of proportion. What harm is there really? We're going to get to that a little bit later on in the show. Let's see. I got a super chat. Let me take that. Kevin the PRF. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Kevin the PRF. You keep me laughing, man. I can tell you that much. He writes, network double up. Double up. He says, I digress. Count is windshield wipers tonight. I can't see you. Appreciate the schedule drop soapbox. Yeah, I digressed at least a good 7-8 times minimum tonight. Normally you would set the under over on like, what was it, like 4, 5, something like that. I started hitting the under because you made it a thing. You challenged me, so you got the juices flowing, so I made it a thing. But now that subsided a bit, it subsided, and I've digressed quite a bit tonight. That's an understatement. Oh, man. Robert B., you're right about that. Rip the Colt Brennan, the Hawaii legend, sadly passed away. Was on hard times of late with some drug abuse and things of that nature. Was in rehab recently had been in and out of rehab for the last 5 months and was found unresponsive. So that's pretty sad. I'm pretty sure we'll get an autopsy and find out, what was to blame for his early demise. But that's sad news, man. When we heard about it yesterday, that was pretty sad news, indeed. Let's see. All right. I had a bunch here from my guy Ree. Says both sides need to just move on in Green Bay. They drafted his replacement. Just move on before it becomes a bloodbath. Easier said than done. Ree says Tom wanted A.B. and Gronk. That's it. He ain't the GM. There are a lot of reasons why Tampa Bay is appealing. No state tax, the weather, BA, Todd Bowles. People want to play for a winner. All of those things are spot on. You're not wrong with any of those assessments. But what became abundantly clear is that Tom Brady had pull in Tampa Bay. A lot of the things that were done there were to appease Tom Brady, including drafting the tackle that you did last year in the first round, and moving up a spot just to ensure that you got him to protect Brady's front side. I'm not saying you wouldn't have done that if Jameis Winston had remained the quarterback in Tampa Bay, but I think it was more likely that got done when Tom Brady became your quarterback. That became the first thing, the first order of operations was, hey, we got to protect him. Where else? So you solidified the line. He wanted Gronk. He got Gronk. Your head coach said AB isn't a good fit here. Brady gets there, talks to him. All of a sudden, AB's a good fit there. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Let's see. Mega says Cap could get a backup job and Tebow got a job and made headline news. In Louie T words, I'm not saying, just saying. We're going to talk more about that here in a second. Reese says, let's call a spade, Lou. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, but he's a drama queen. He can be a finger pointer too. I'm not calling Aaron Rodgers a drama queen, but I will say he's not clean in terms of staying drama free. He's not clean in that department. He's definitely a guy that seems to stir shit up. Definitely. Seems to be a bit of an instigator. Rich says, that camera debacle was hilarious, but I got us 10-7. That shit was hilarious to you, not to me. Okay. I'm still on borrowed time. I don't know how much time I got left. But he says, I got us 10-7, losing to the Giants in week 18 for the division. Lou, please tell them in the NFL rule book, it says you cannot go to the playoffs with Fitz. I've said it a bunch of times. I don't know how many more times you want me to say it. Like, I don't want to be redundant for those of you who have been watching for a very long time, but you know the rules to the game. You know it says that you can't go to the playoffs with Fitz. So until they decide to change the rules, and they do that every year. They could have went to the NFL league meetings and decided that they wanted to scratch that from the rule book, but for right now, it's still a rule. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't hear anything about them changing that rule that says if Ryan Fitzpatrick is your starting quarterback, you can't go to the playoffs. That's still a thing, as far as I'm concerned. So, we'll see. Reese says, we're out for blood, Lou. I'm telling you. We're out to prove that last season was not a fluke. You said we're out to prove that last season was a fluke. You mean not a fluke. We'll see. I can feel it. We're taking everyone out. It's gonna get ugly. We're gonna see. Captain Spartan says, talking about your cards, you got a Washington Ryan Clark? Nah, I wasn't a big football collector. Even though I have football cards, those were by accident. I stumbled upon those. I was a basketball and a comic card collector growing up for the most part. So had some baseball cards too, but again, those were on accident. I sought after comic cards and basketball cards growing up. Reese says, I think quarterbacks deserve to be treated better. We have seen so many QBs be mistreated and walked all over in the past. That was a thing, for a long time. And it's starting to not be a thing. It's almost like these quarterbacks all of a sudden now are getting their independence. So, Rich says, if Watson doesn't take the season off, I think he might eventually be traded when the Texans realize he's not budging. Might not be this year, but eventually, and why not come here? Well, first he's got to get cleared of all the nonsense he's got going on first. I think the league is going to step in and put him on the NFI list, so he will not be able to play. And we'll see. We'll see. That situation is a long ways from being over and resolved. So we'll see. Once again, my man JP says Louie T dropping some Lion King musical gems on our melon. I see somebody caught that. I see somebody grew up on some Disney out there. I see you, JP. I see you. Take this last comment here from my man Captain Spartan. I saw one I wanted to read from him. He says, no comment on Steelers schedule, just getting prepared for this Big Ben farewell tour. Unless this reverse of 2004 and now the first round running back convinces the veteran quarterback to stay one more year. I assume you're talking Jerome Bettis there. Big Ben, Jerome Bettis. Role reversal here. We'll see. We will see. All right, I got a super chat here. Two, actually. This first one is from Metaphor. Thank you for your fourth super chat of the night, Metaphor. Greatly appreciate you, Metaphor, who writes, I'm going to digress on shaving my balls in a few days. 4.0. Oh, man. Yeah. 99 Problems, Chase 81. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. 99 Problems, Chase 81 writes, one more year of Bostic at middle linebacker. Crying emoji. Hey Lou, hey Lou, you know I love defense, but we finally got speed on offense. Still need a free safety for sure. Ron's plan. I actually like the free safeties we have. You know that. They just got to stay healthy. That's a big deal. Big deal. All right. Got one more promo, and then we'll get to the close of the show. So let's get to that real quick. Want to thank the people over at Rental Karma for sponsoring this podcast and allowing me to tell you about how important your credit score is and how you can raise your credit score anywhere from 30 to 50 points by using your rental history. Again, if you're not a renter, if you're a homeowner already, that's where we all are attaining and striving to be. But until we get there, why not use your rental history and your present, more likely than not if you're still renting, to help better your credit score? And that's where Rental Karma comes into play. Use rentalkarma.com. Use the promo code LTN25 to get your 25% off their services to help leverage your rental history. Look, there are a lot of things you can pay tardy. You can pay your car note tardy. You can pay your Netflix account tardy. Hell, might even pay your insurance or your cable bill or your cell phone bill a little tardy. Ain't nobody paying their rent late. And that's why you should be using Rental Karma to leverage your ability to pay your rent on time to improve your credit score. And you will see the improvements like that. I mean, we're talking first 10 days or so. You're going to see a boost of 10, 20, even 30 points potentially to your credit score, depending on how far back your credit and your rental history goes. Why not take advantage of this opportunity to boost your credit score through your rental history using Rental Karma? And tell them your man Louie T sent you by using the promo code LTN25 to get you 25% off of their services. We finish up this podcast with garbage time. And look, I said I was saving this for last. So let's jump into Tim Tebow getting back into the league. I didn't think this was a big deal. I had no plans on really talking about this for a segment. I literally, this was going to be a throwaway line in passing, maybe at the top of the show. Hey, Tim Tebow might be back in the league. And that was that. But I've been seeing all of this pushback. The Steelers linebacker, Devin Bush, took to socials to say, hey, Tim Tebow can get in the league, but Cap can't. Can't wait to see him this upcoming season. Oh, really? Be careful what you wish for, too. Last time I checked, Devin Bush ain't the biggest dude on the block. In case we forgot, Tim Tebow's a grown-ass man. But in any event, I didn't think that this would garner as much attention as it did, other than, Tim Tebow is a media magnet for some reason. I can't really explain why, but he's a media magnet. Wherever he goes, microphones follow. People seem to be really interested. It is what it is. I thought we would get that, and that doesn't move me much. Okay. But then I started hearing the Kaepernick stuff, and that's when I was like, what? Like, where is this coming from? Now, it'd be one thing if Tim Tebow got a job in the league as a quarterback. Then I would say, that's a little fishy. But he's not. If you recall, Tim Tebow was offered this same opportunity by the New England Patriots to play tight end, and he declined. He said, I'm a quarterback. And the entire league in unison said, well, then carry your ass then. Bye. See you later. Because you damn sure ain't no quarterback in this league. So he left. Did some commentating, played some baseball, and then Herb took over in Jacksonville, right in Tim's backyard. And he's like, man, I got the itch to play ball again. And I love me some Herb. I know he's not going to let me play quarterback, but maybe I could be a Taysom Hill type. Maybe catch a few balls, block a few dudes, maybe throw a pass or two, maybe run a pass, run a play or two. I could see it. And so he said, hey, Herb, give me a chance, man. I know I ain't played ball in a while. Just let me try out for you. Let me work out for you. If you like what you see, give me a shot. Apparently he worked out. It went well. Herb said, all right, I know you're a leader. I know you're going to work hard. These aren't things that I doubt. I know you're a good guy and you will do well in this locker room. You're the kind of guy I want to help set the culture here in Jacksonville. You know exactly what I expect out of my players. So it makes sense. So when I hear the Kaepernick stuff, for me, it's a bit of a reach. It's a bit of a reach. One, Cap only wants to play quarterback. That's number one. Two, I don't think Kaepernick wants to come in the league and back anybody up. I think he believes he's a starter. Now, I've contended all along, you can't find 64 quarterbacks better than Colin Kaepernick. You may be able to find 15, 20, maybe even 25. I doubt 25. I still think if he was in the league right now, he'd probably be a top 25 quarterback. But let's say you can find 25 better and he's somewhere in that 26 to 32 range. Okay, fine. That's still a starter in this league. Don't tell me he can't be on somebody's roster as a backup, though. But I don't think he wants to be on somebody's team as a backup. And furthermore, nobody is going to take the risk of bringing in a guy that is going to cause a media firestorm as a backup. Nobody's going to do that. It doesn't make any sense to bring in a guy that's going to cause a firestorm from a media. And this isn't local media. This is on a national scale, a national stage. You bring in Colin Kaepernick, and Good Morning America is at practice tomorrow. This is a major story. And he's your backup quarterback. Guys get tired of talking about the backup quarterback. So it's a distinct difference between what Tebow's doing and what Kaepernick has done, and why they both haven't been in the league. Tebow wasn't in the league by choice. Kaepernick's not in the league by force. And somewhat of a choice too, because I feel like if he wanted to, he could have compromised with the league. At times, I look at him, I say, I don't think he really wants to play football. I think he wants to be a martyr. I think he enjoys being a martyr. And that's okay. That's okay. But to try to crucify Tim Tebow for coming back, and it's not like he's playing quarterback. He's playing, let me reiterate this, he's playing tight end if he comes back. I can't be upset at that. If he were getting a job as a quarterback, that'd be one thing. He's getting a job potentially as a tight end, a job that was offered to him before he decided he didn't want to play football anymore because he wanted to play quarterback. So I don't understand how there's a correlation between the two, because to me, there is no correlation. But people are going to draw these comparisons, and they're going to connect dots where they want to connect dots. Now, the picture's going to be all jacked up. I don't even know what the hell that's a picture of, because you're just connecting random ass dots. But people are going to connect the dots that they want to connect. I'm not going to stop you from connecting those dots. I'm just going to tell you, I don't understand what picture you're trying to depict with the dots you're connecting, because it doesn't make any sense to me. That's all I'm going to say. So, anyway, I digress. That's going to do it for me. Your man, Louie T, here on the 158th installment of the Louie T Network podcast. I can't believe we got through this. There was one minor hiccup, but I didn't think we were going to be able to get through it. I still got to figure out. I honestly don't want to touch the camera anymore because it's starting to work again. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm hoping that I don't have any more issues with it. I was going to mess with it tomorrow. I'm just going to leave it the hell alone and hope and pray that we don't have these issues again. So we'll see. But in any event, I thank you guys for joining me, kicking it with me on this Wednesday night schedule release. We're going to talk more schedule tomorrow night. If you're a Washington fan, we're going to specifically talk about the Washington schedule. We've talked about the prime. That's all I really care about on the schedule release is the primetime games. You know, I used to get into all of the schedules, every single team schedule, and talk about this. Nobody gives a shit, really. Just fans of that team care about their schedule. I care about primetime games and my team schedule. And most teams and fans of teams out there feel the same way. Primetime games, my team schedule. That's it. That's kind of how I feel. So we'll talk more about the Washington schedule tomorrow night on the Washington Football Live program, or Report Live. And the Steelers draft wrap-up series will be out sometime tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And be on the lookout for the CCS Card Collector Series coming to a monitor near you soon here on the Louie T Network. With that said, I'm going to glide to the side, allow you guys to get back to whatever it was you were doing before I interrupted your sequence of events. Do me a favor, get off the bench, get in the game. Come check your man Louie T out here on the Louie T Network. Until next time, I'm signing off. You guys take care. God bless. And good night.